What is the WWE's plan for the Wyatt 6? I'll be the first and the last one to say it. This was one of the best debuts that I've ever seen as myself being a WWE fan. It was so creepy, it was so eerie, it was so spooky, and every little detail was perfect, it felt like. There has been some great debuts in the WWE in the past, and they fell flat on their face. They were, after the first couple of weeks, fans were not resonating with them, and I really hope it doesn't happen with this group because it feels like something different. If you guys like these types of videos where I describe stuff and try and break it down and see every possible way where the WWE can go, feel free to drop a like, and if you want, hit the sub button at the end. I would greatly appreciate it, but let's get into the video. So we all know the Wyatt 6 has been building up over the past few weeks, the past few months, with QR codes popping up on the screen from Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown kind of going and like glitching almost in a sense, and we knew like something was happening, and we all knew like the Wyatt 6 was coming, but it was like when, how, and what are they gonna do? And they did not disappoint, because like I said, this debut was one of the best I've ever seen in my life. Everything felt real, everything felt natural, the hair was standing up on your arms, you had goosebumps all throughout your body. This felt different. Bo Dallas has a lot of pressure on him being the leader of this group, Bray Wyatt's brother. R.I.P. Bray Wyatt, you will never be forgotten, and this group is a great symbolization of Bray Wyatt's character. As we know, it's called the Wyatt 6, but there is only 5 members in the group, and we're like, why is it called the Wyatt 6 when there's only 5 members in the group? Well, they have Bray Wyatt's lantern, and most people are saying that the 6th member of the group is Bray Wyatt in that lantern, symbolizing it, and overall being the piece that brings it all together. Most people think the lantern is like the mastermind behind it. If the lantern goes missing, most people think that the Wyatt 6 might freak out and react a different way. If it was broken, the Wyatt 6 would no longer be a group. So I feel like they must have to protect this lantern of the spirit of Bray Wyatt. I feel like the next couple of weeks, they're going to make it known that this lantern is special, that WWE superstars will be freaked out by it, and they'll try and take it, or the Wyatt 6 will try and protect it at all cost. They might be so dominant that people are grouping together to try and figure out and find this lantern and destroy it to finally end this group, the reign of terror, whatever you want to call it. And I feel like that's a great, brilliant strategy to do that, because it would be something different. It would be in the memory and in the spirit of Bray Wyatt, and it would be awesome. And I feel like the group always doesn't have to be together all at once. You could have 1 or 2 people go over to SmackDown for an episode and try and fuck up that. Or you could have a couple of people go down to NXT and try and mess with that. They can do so many different things with the Wyatt 6, it's almost hard to predict. Most people saw when Chad Gable was murdered backstage. There was a lot of other people were speculating, like Adam Pearce, Gunther. I don't think that was it. I feel like it was to make it the deception that, oh, it was those guys, they killed those guys, but the only person that we saw clear was Chad Gable. And we saw Chad Gable get abandoned by the Alpha Academy on the recent episode of Monday Night Raw, and the Wyatt 6 murdered Chad Gable. So what does that mean? It could have been a supernatural thing, it could have been an alternate universe that most people were seeing is when you walk through that door, it's not reality anymore. It's the reality of the Wyatt 6. They're the big dogs in their alternate universe when you walk through that door. But if you don't walk through that door, it's like nothing ever happened. So I'm curious to see if Chad Gable's even there, what he's going to say. I'm curious to see what Triple H is going to say. Are they going to make like a public announcement to be like, that didn't happen? It was like a script. It was like not real. It was a dream. It was an alternate universe. Chad Gable's right here. He's fine. And I like, that could be a banger of a storyline, like a supernatural. If you walk through that door, you're basically fucked. But then you can look into it deeper and try and nitpick the next opponents for the Wyatt 6. So you see that they went after Chad Gable and murdered him on television. Maybe they're gonna go after people that like abandoned their family, like a Bray Wyatt, like he was so about his family and his brotherhood. Maybe they go after people that don't treat their family right. That's why many people thought that Gunther was backstage murdered, because Gunther kicked out Giovanni Vinci from Imperium. That's why many people were thinking Gunther was on the floor floor murdered. They also could go after Solo Sikoa on SmackDown. That's why I'm saying you could send a few people to SmackDown if you really wanted to mess with Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline, and because Solo Sikoa kicked out Jimmy Uso. They could also go after Santos Escobar for turning on Rey Mysterio. There's like so many endless possibilities of so many storylines that they could really get into, and it could really lead into like one of the best storylines of all time, depending on how long that they want to really keep this up. I feel like it's not a lifetime storyline. It might be just a few years. It might even be just a few months. But in those few months or in those few years, whatever it's going to be, I know it's going to be fantastic because Triple H has been at the top of his game. The production team has been at the top of their game. The WWE superstars have been at the top of their game, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So I'm excited to see what Bo Dallas can do. And yes, there is a million different ways that you can go with this storyline, but the video can only be so long. I only can come up with so much at my own time. So now it's your guys' turn. Down in the comments down below, what do you think they're going to do with the Wyatt 6? What direction are they going to go in? Who are they going to go after? And how is it all going to end up in the end? Other than that, it's been your boy Drew Dimes, and I'm out. Peace.